And now, welcome to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast.
The show must go on, but things must go wrong.
Is what weirds me out a little bit.
I think that's doing it to me too.
I can't tell if it's sexual.
You are nothing to me. You are nothing to me.
Hulk,
And then he tells Hulk, "Do
I
something."
used you, Brooke.
Yeah.
I screwed
you. Yeah. You know, if he says something wrong to me, I'm gonna go, "Look, dude, I'm gonna big league him."
Look, dude. Do you know who I am, and do you know how much money I've made doing it?
Yeah. And everybody's just having a good old fucking time here. They're having a great time at That's the Beach.
Because it was free.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe
He
another
does it
one,
like
Terry.
3
He
or
does
4
it.
more
Yeah,
times.
right. Well, I mean, it's the atomic electron.
Wrestling is so fucking stupid, dude. God, I love it. Yeah, now. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. So yeah, I mean, I guess main event ski here. That's about it as far as what's going down in the wrestling world. So we were, I had the bright idea last week to revisit All In. I was almost at AEW All In, but it's not. It's listed on Wikipedia as All In parentheses professional wrestling event. It's not really anything hosted by companies, but Ring of Honor, we've talked about it before though, but Ring of Honor typically shows parts of it, and it's also on Honor Club, I think.
I think so, and I know the main event is on their YouTube page.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. And that one got cut short. We were there for that. Yeah, we were there for all of it.
I had to kind of like backdoor watch it last night because it used to be on YouTube, the full event, and I guess it got taken down. So I had to find it elsewhere, and it took me a while. So I fell asleep kind of early last night, and then I woke up at like 1. I'm like, I gotta watch all of it. So yeah, I was up to like 4. That's probably why I'm so this morning. But
I watched bits and what I could find on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you just look up the match, it's usually on there, but some of them aren't. I don't think I know I watched the main. I watched Kenny and Penta. I didn't watch Okada and Marty because that was the one that when we were there, I was fucking glued to that match.
I watched it again last night. It was so good.
That is a good one. I've seen it on Ring of Honor on TV before. I've watched it on there.
So you want to kind of go through the whole weekend, and then we'll get to
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Because I texted you Saturday morning when I was kind of trying to motivate myself to get off the couch, but instead I just sat there and listened to the 3 shows we did from the weekend.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are we talking about?
We were so delirious.
Okay, so first I listened to the predictions that we did from our table, and that show, I don't know if you've listened back to it, but it's actually fun to listen to because you have the crowd noise in the back because that line was right in front of us. So you hear like chattering in the background. Probably the most professional sounding podcast we've ever done, surprisingly. But that one was fun. And it's funny to go back and listen to who we picked and how the event actually went down. Because I was like, because I picked Nick Aldis to win, to retain the title. Yeah. Even though I knew, but I think I was just doing that to be different.
Yeah. We all knew Cody was going to take it.
Yeah. And then
jeez.
Yeah, she's hawking up a lung in there.
Yeah, it sounds like me over here.
And then and then what else? Oh, I listened to the watch along, which I didn't have to watch the event to listen to it because it was just
because we didn't really talk about the event. We talked about Terry, and that was about it.
We called a couple of the matches, but we were talking about like the train store and Kids Are Us.
And I don't know what that was.
There's a train store in the background, and I guess when Lex Luger came out, like right after we talked about the train store, Lex Luger comes out, and we're like, You think he was in the train store like the whole time?
Oh yeah. Okay, because they're at the Mall of America. Yeah. That's
And then we talked about Mostaccioli.
Mostaccioli.
And we kept calling it fat ass Mostaccioli.
Mostaccioli. Dude, that episode, I'm gonna listen to that while I do inventory. No, because then that seems narcissistic. People hear me listening to myself. I'm like, this is a fucking great episode.
Yeah, but that was more me. Because you were.
I was just laughing at
you
the
were
shit
just
you were
laughing
saying,
at me,
dude. You were fucking killing me that night.
I
was so funny.
We were fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
And fat on pizza, and I was drinking BWLs.
Was that the pizza night?
We had leftovers.
Oh, we had okay, yeah. The 3 a.m. fucking pizza that got delivered.
That wasn't as bad. Well, it was actually really good. But then the Saturday night, I got the wings,
chicken tenders,
the wings with no sauce for some reason, even though I ordered
calamari
buffalo, and the
and the fucking chicken tenders they gave me. They're not hand breaded. They were just like thrown in the fryer. Fucking, and you were outside waiting in the fucking thunderstorm for the delivery.
I was getting so pissed. I was ready for that calamari, dude, and it was
laying in
shit.
bed. I'm laying in bed, and you send me a picture of Lisa Ann, and I was just like.
I forgot about that.
I didn't, because I stared at it for a while, and I was like, he is downstairs right now.
He's in the rain.
Yeah, he's out in the rain. Yeah, it's like, whoo, and there's like fucking tornado sirens going off and shit. I'm like, dude, he's waiting for, there's not really tornado sirens, but he's down there waiting for food. And like this delivery guy, I'm like, where the fuck is he at?
Where the fuck is he? Because it was like, your order will be there at like 2:30 or whatever. It's like 2:50, and I'm starting to stress out because they ended at 3 o'clock, and I'm like, we ain't getting our food.
Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah.
And I was getting aggravated because I was sick of that pizza.
Oh, we ate it for 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. The hotel. Yeah, I had to bring my fan with me so I could sleep.
Room 337.
Which we didn't. Was it 337?
337. Yeah.
Did we say
I only
it on
know?
the show?
Yeah, I only knew it because it was in the notes for the show in Chambly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And when we first got there, we went to the wrong fucking extended stay.
Oh yeah, like,
there was 3 on the same
road.
street.
Yeah, in Schaumburg. Yeah, man. What else happened in the hotel room?
Not a lot, actually.
No, we didn't spend a lot of time there. Yeah, but like you got pissed about the liquor store.
Oh my god, dude, that was the worst.
The 7-Eleven didn't have their liquor license.
Yeah, they changed ownership.
Fucking 7-Eleven doesn't have a fucking liquor license. They'll fucking call yourself a fucking gas station.
I'm like, it's right fucking there, and I can't have it.
Yeah,
that was the worst part.
I think I remember saying, "Just chill, man. We'll go to the fucking liquor store."
Yeah, we'll
I'm
find
I'm not gonna fucking calm down. Okay,
bro. I'm not gonna fucking calm down.
I'm not gonna fucking calm down, bro.
The first thing that pissed me off was the first night we went to Target because I'm like, I'm not wiping my ass with this shitty ass fucking toilet paper.
Oh yeah, you had to buy new toilet paper.
I had to buy like. It was it Charmin or Quilted Northern, something like that?
It was the thick. It was the thick one.
It was like fucking $8 for a roll, a pack.
Totally worth it though.
Oh
totally worth it though.
And like we're shopping for toilet paper next to Road Warrior Animal, who obviously thought the same thing as me. I'm not wiping my ass with one ply because I'm a.
Did he have
legend.
toilet paper? Was he getting toilet paper?
I'm sure
he was probably in a nicer suite though. He's also Road Warrior Animal, so they should have gave him better toilet paper.
Yeah.
You gotta know it's Road Warrior Animal.
He
dude.
probably just used like a towel or something.
He'll do the doomsday device, yeah. He was with his wife, wasn't he?
Yeah.
See, that was the biggest takeaway from that weekend for me was, man, I just wish we could have brought our family with us.
Yeah. It would have made it so much easier.
And you could, I mean, because then it just would have been so much more nice. Because I eventually was like, God, I kind of want to go home.
Yeah.
And there
You're
was
like,
the
you
day
want to
where
just skip like all in and just go home? And I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
That was when we had hit rock bottom though.
Yeah.
That's when I was like seriously contemplating like, or I asked you if you could I was like, you want to catch a flight and I'll just go home.
you can stay and watch the event.
Yeah. But All In kind of brought us back though. Like that was, it went whoop, because All In we were like, fuck yeah. And also we knew that All In was the signal of that's the go home. That's go home right there. We got packed, dude.
I've never left any event as fast as we left that that arena.
Well, because I am a stickler about I don't like getting caught in fucking traffic. And we were about to get caught in 10,000 cars of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, during the main, we're standing on the stairs. It goes 1, 2, 3. And we fucking went, and we were out of that place.
And we trucked it through the fucking parking lot to the car.
Yeah, we were like speed walking the whole way. Just fucking
I'm pretty sure there was a point where we sprinted a couple of times. And I'm like, okay, man, I'm fat.
Yeah, we jogged, yeah.
You got to chill,
You're trying to get a cigarette out while we're jogging.
And the funniest part about that watch along episode was I'd been using your vape all day because I was out of cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't want to leave the fucking hotel to go get a pack. And for some reason, I didn't think to be like, hey, man, we need to stop so I can grab a pack of smokes. Because I figured we'd be working all day. But
yeah,
that
doing the work.
Yeah.
Doing the work.
So I was using your vape, so my voice is all like fucked up sounding, and
your lungs are full of fluid.
I got popcorn lung.
Yeah. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, it was a hell of a weekend, man. But
it's crazy because right after that's when I quit smoking. It was like a week after that.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda quit the weekend I was gone.
Oh, okay.
And I quit the following week. So it's been 2 years since I quit smoking. Even though I've cheated a couple of times, but.
Oh yeah, that's actually kind of a big deal. Yeah, it is now 2 years, like a week away from 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 2 years. That's a long time without a cigarette. And I'm sure, like for me, there's been slip ups here and there where I'm drunk and I'm like, give me a cigarette.
Oh yeah, I've had.
You get drunk enough, you're gonna just people that don't do it don't understand that when you drink and if you've smoked while drinking before, like it doesn't matter, man. That's when you get the worst fucking craving for a cigarette because there's nothing like just drinking and just sucking one down.
Mine is really in the morning when I have coffee. Like right now, I'd smoke a pack.
You want a cigarette? Yeah.
Like right now. And
that's why I got 2 pouches in my mouth.
You running 2 right now?
No, I just got one, but it's my second one since we started recording.
Yeah, I'm actually about to change mine out. Speaking of pouches, you can go to fullyloadedshoe.com, use code HEALPOD10 and save 10% on your order.
There's that. You should.
I'm trying to think what else.
That was the night, though, when we left All In. That was the night, we got back to the hotel, we got packed, and we were up. That's the night you were waiting in the storm for the food. That was the last night, and dude, we went to bed. Like, I probably fell asleep at like 3:30, and the alarm went off at 6, and you were still sleeping. I shook you. I was like, let's fucking go. We grabbed our shit, and we were on the road, dude. Because we wanted to beat Chicago traffic, too. 8 a.m. traffic in Chicago.
On a Sunday.
Getting home. Getting home in the getting out of Chicago at like 6 in the morning. We had to stop and get gas. We had to get coffee. Because I think we got a coffee in the lobby.
Yeah, we left with the coffee. We're taking something home.
And I have to pee all the time. Well, I pee more than you. Let's put it that way. And you like pounded that fucking Monster Hydro thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you going to have to piss? And you're like, oh no, I'm the master at holding my piss. And like literally like we drove for like 4 hours. And you're like, I think I finally got to go. You drank a fucking gallon of Monster.
I think we got like maybe 20 minutes outside of St. Louis. And we stopped at a Casey's because I was like, okay, I think it's going to happen.
Where I got a speeding ticket on the way there. But we made it through St. Louis quick, though.
Officer fucking Whiskey Bell Pepper knows.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and I had to we get back, and I have to call some lawyer to go to court for me or whatever. Hello.
Okay, go in there. Let me finish my show.
I gotta pay some lawyer to virtually show up in court for me to pay to do my speeding ticket. It wasn't too bad. It was like $300 or something. It was less than I thought it would be.
Yeah, but it was the whole point. It was we should have known then just to turn around.
Yeah,
this is not starting good.
86 and a 65
because
I was going 1 mile over 20.
I remember because you met we happened to stop at Murphy's and get gas at the same time, and then you followed us to my mom's house, and that's where I got in the car with you. And from there until we got pulled over, we were having like the best time, just
it was great.
and listening to music and just shooting the shit and, you know, having all these delusions of grandeur of how big the podcast is going to be after this weekend.
We're going to blow
and then
up.
we get pulled over and we're like, we were quiet for like 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. We're driving through the farm fields in Illinois. Just like,
yeah. And like every 2 minutes or something, you're like, fuck, I can't believe I got pulled over.
Yeah. That was a party pooper for sure. But it wasn't as bad. Oh, you know, I never thought about that. I never thought about how that might impact my insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. Officer fucking Gin Blossom. Go drink another bottle of scotch, you fucking whore.
She was the
Worst, man.
She was a bitch, man.
You could tell.
She's
she
like, you know
was
what you were
hungover.
doing?
Yeah.
You know what you were doing back there?
I don't know. I was going fast. I made it through St. Louis pretty quick. Made it through St. Louis in fucking 5 minutes.
I made it from the outskirts to East St. Louis in like 20 seconds. So
Yeah.
I guess I was going pretty fast.
I'm about to go buy a bag of fucking crack real quick, too, if you want to follow me over there. Fucking go buy a rock real quick so I can make it through this fucking weekend that we're about to deal with. Yeah, Sunday morning we were out quick, dude. Like, and Sunday was also the last day of StarCast, but we had no desire.
We were done.
All in was done, and I was almost ready to just be like, let's go. Let's just fucking pack up and leave now. Because we didn't sleep that night anyways. Fucking 3 hours.
Yeah, and then
so.
we had the T-shirt debacle where the guy was supposed to deliver the shirts at StarCast to our table. That way we had them, and didn't show up. We'd already paid for them before.
Yeah.
So I'm texting this guy like every 5 minutes, like, where the fuck are our shirts at? And like, there was a little bit, I think I even kind of worried you a little bit with how mad I was getting over the T-shirts.
Yeah, I was ready to fuck him up, honestly. I was ready to just beat the fuck out of him.
I think I made him nervous. Shirts.
Yeah.
Like, then I started calling him and he wasn't answering. I just kept calling, finally picked up. And I'm like, where the fuck are you at?
Because they were paid for already, right?
Yeah. We had paid for them 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
And I told you, I was like, I knew I should have just went through fucking Pro Wrestling Tees because we would have not had this problem.
Yeah. And then, you know,
I didn't
I
get
forgot
the
to
shirts
mention
till
this
a
part
week
too.
fucking later. He finally shipped them to me, and then he was like, well, the other ones had already shipped. And I'm like, you know, you told me that. And then when I got them, I called him again, and I was like, dude, you told me you shipped another box of shirts because I was just going to sell them on Twitter for cheap.
Yeah.
Kind of try to recoup some of our money.
Make the money back, yeah.
Which I did finally end up getting my money back and the one box of shirts, even though he promised me 2 boxes. But like a week after that, his business shut down.
Yeah, I was going to say we should have buried him on here, but his business shut down anyways. Yeah. So and probably
I did
for
on
fucking
Twitter.
Obvious reasons.
I did on Twitter.
Nobody probably got their fucking shirts. Yeah, and then the day I was heading over to Mountain Home to stay with my mom and then pick you up the next morning, my fucking air conditioner went out here at my place and they were fixing it. So I wasn't really leaving yet. And it was a long week. It was what, 5 days or something?
Yeah.
And
it was a long weekend.
It was a brutal 5 days, man. It was fun. Like looking back in retrospect, it was really fun.
Yeah.
But like at the time, it was just like, I want to go home.
And that Sunday when
homesick, man.
You dropped me off at my sister's because Amanda and Tommy were there waiting for me. And then you took off. And that is literally the last time we saw each other in person.
Yeah, seriously, dude. It's been 2 years since we saw each other in person. Well, COVID, you know, we have to stay away from each other.
Yeah, right. Naturally.
Because that spreads. Even though that's 2 years later.
Yeah.
But the event All In was really good. We can blaze through the card real quick and just talk about the highlights and stuff and then take her home.
Hang on.
So, the All In card, on the pre-show, that was on A&E or something?
USA America. Or WGN America.
WGN America, yeah. It was SoCal Uncensored defeated the Briscoe brothers. And then Flip Gordon as Chico El Luchador won over the budget battle royale to be the number one contender for the Ring of Honor World title by last eliminating Bully Ray. And that was when we were on national television. You couldn't see us, but we were there.
Yeah.
And then we get to the main card. It starts with Matt Cross defeating MJF in 9 minutes and 23 seconds. It was a stellar, almost 10-minute match. It was great. And then Christopher Daniels defeated Stephen Amell in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Somewhere in my cloud, I have the video of Stephen putting him jumping off the top through the table. I have that video somewhere.
You know, I'm watching it back last night. It wasn't as bad as I remembered it. Like, I thought it was just kind of a train wreck. But I watched it back last night, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't that bad. There was a couple of spots that were like,
probably fix it.
Yeah. But there was a couple of slips in the match that I was like, that could have been better. But I mean, he's an actor, so
yeah. And then we got Tessa Blanchard defeated Dr. Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, and Madison Rayne in a 4-corner survival match, 12 minutes and 41 seconds. This was a solid women's match.
It was really
good. And I remember actually us sitting there watching. It was after this that I kind of started. I was dozing a little bit, but I was watching it. We were just fucking tired. When you're falling asleep, when you're dozing and with 10,000 people around you, that's kind of like you're tired.
Yeah.
And but I remember this being a really good match, and I want to see that one, and I want to watch that one again on TV.
It's really crazy to think that there's only one of these women in AEW.
Yeah, I feel like we will see the others there at some point. I'm surprised Tessa's not there yet, but I guess after her recent issues backstage and stuff, that's kind of why. Then we get Cody defeated Nick Aldis for the NWA World's Heavyweight title in 22 minutes and 1 second. And then, of course, Nick got it back at, what was the NWA pay-per-view?
NWA 70th anniversary.
70th anniversary, yeah. And this was, as we predicted, a great match, but it was also the old school NWA match, man. Nothing but an old school. It's fucking Dusty versus Flair right here, man.
Yep.
Like it was just an old school badass match. We got to see the blade job. It's kind of weird seeing it on camera and then seeing it in person. Like, because in person, when you're watching it, you're like, you can see the blood, but on camera, you actually see his hair all bloody and shit. And man, it was a good match though. This was definitely one.
And the crowd for this match
was,
was just fucking electric.
Dude, the Cody chants, like, fuck him up, Cody, fuck him up. Like, and it was Cody. The energy at this show, like, I've been to a Raw and I've been to live shows. You've been to more and you've been to pay-per-views.
Yeah.
But, like, this is still will be, until I go to the next AEW show or whatever, this is the best card.
I've never been to any event where the crowd.
It's great, and it was sold out. I mean, they were all there for the same reason we were, to watch badass wrestling, because we believed in them. And then what was it? 6 months later, they have a company, you know. So, but yeah, that was a badass match. Hangman Page defeated Joey Janela in a Chicago street fight, 20 minutes and 8 seconds. The match was awesome. It was nice and brutal. And then, of course, we get the Joey Ryan penis druids comes back to life. Joey Ryan comes back to life, and then he dick flips Hangman. And
I'm
the
still
crowd
pissed at myself
for that,
because this is the match when it was about to start. I went to take a piss because I was like, okay, nobody's in the bathroom right now. I'm gonna go bust one out. I come back and I think they just finished the promo package, or maybe the match had just started or something. I think I even missed the entrances, but I watched when like they show the promo package on the event last night. I was like, I didn't remember like everything they showed, obviously, because I only watched it once or twice before.
Yeah,
because I missed it there.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize how much of BTE they played in the promo, and it was great. I mean, that was the whole
mostly what it was.
Hey, where the fuck are your shoes at?
Just don't fucking worry about it.
I don't care, but I do care about last week's BT. I'm curious. What's up with this Joey thing?
What the hell are you talking about? Fucking Janela, Joey Janela.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Chitsuke.
He was on the episode. Okay. Yeah. Christ Almighty. Anyways, Martimus Clyde Frog and Matt seem to think that he is such a badass. What do you think about that?
Joey Jera is badass. He's garbage into fuckwad.
He's not a badass. I'm a fucking badass. I murdered somebody. I didn't say that. Look, if you
Was on,
Yeah.
their YouTube show.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think that, and man, I really wish Joey Ryan wasn't, what he is now, because I wanted to talk more about that because it was a fun spot and we had a great time, with the build to that. But I'm not going to glorify him because it seems like he's a dirtbag. Plus, he blocked us on Twitter.
Fuck him. Then we got Jay Lethal defeated Flip Gordon to retain the Ring of Honor World Championship, 14 minutes and 21 seconds. This was a solid match. Flip was flipping and Jay was whipping that ass, man. It was a good match for sure. It was cool to see a Ring of Honor World title match live in person.
Yeah. And not only that, but we got before the match, Lethal gets his shoulder. That was during that thing where he turns into Black Machismo.
Yeah.
So he's black. Yeah. He comes out in the legit macho outfit, and they even said it on air. And I didn't realize that was the one that he wore when he came to WCW. But that's what they said that's the outfit Macho debuted on WCW too.
Oh yeah, because the build to this was when and he was like, ugh, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "I don't know. I don't know what just happened."
And he was always doing like
the
lizard tongue thing. And Laney comes out with him, and the spot where he's keeps pulling Brandy on the outside. She's in like the army suit, and he's pulling her to his side. And he's like telling her to stay put, and then he's chasing her around the ring, and she slides in the ring, and he puts her up on her shoulder like WrestleMania
like
7.
Liz,
yeah. And she's like, "I'm not Liz. Stop."
Yeah, he's confused. He's all confused
so
because
great.
he's in.
I mean, he nails that
character.
fucking impression.
He's really good at it, man. Black Machismo is the shit. Then we had Kenny Omega defeated Penta El Zero here in 17 minutes and 47 seconds. This was debatably this and Marty and Okada are like the matches of the night for sure. I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The whole card is amazing, but from match 6 onward, it doesn't really let up. Like nothing let up. Because at the start of the show, you had your opening match, MJF and Matt Cross, which was great. Good opener. Then you have the ladies match, which was phenomenal. And then you have, before the ladies match, you had Christopher Daniels and Stephen Amell, which was it's a popcorn match for me because Stephen Amell wasn't that big of a deal to me at the time. Right. But I did watch Arrow around this time too, so I was like, at least I knew enough about him.
But it's also Christopher Daniels, and you didn't want to miss that.
But it's also, exactly. So anyways, the card really just didn't let up. It's a fucking stacked card, man. So Kenny and Penta, I watched this while I was laying in bed last night, and I fell asleep about halfway through because I was just tired. But it's lots of high flying going on and crazy shit. They have a badass match, and then of course when Chris Jericho showed up, the fucking roof blew off in that place, dude. It was loud in there,
and it was funny because I was so fucking excited for this match. Number one, because I wanted to see Kenny Omega in person. And that was just so cool. And even, we were outside smoking at the
when we saw him walk
at the hotel, and he was walking up, and everybody was just like, "Whoa." Yeah. And I was like, I'm not doing that. But, even, at Papa Buck's jam session, he peeked through the door, and I'm like, "There's Kenny!" Kenny!
Yeah. Kenny.
But when the lights go out, and we're like, what the fuck? What's going on? And then we see him laying there, and we notice his arm, and we're like, oh.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing was that Jericho had played in Little Rock that night and was supposed to go to Kansas City, and instead he flew from Little Rock to Chicago.
Yeah.
And then we were the whole way back, we're like, we could just kind of ride with Jericho in the plane,
Yeah.
That was crazy. But, I mean, it was such a shock for him to show up to that. And not only that, but the fact that he was there for 10 seconds.
But we kind of had the feeling, though, that he was going to be there,
I'll see you on the Jericho cruise.
Yeah, dude, that pop was crazy. And then we had Okada defeated Marty Scurll. This was the longest match, 26 minutes and 5 seconds. And this was it had to have been match of the night, man. Marty he really showed what he could. I mean, we've seen what he can do, but in there hanging with Okada for almost 30 minutes and just killing it out there. Like this match, it got to a point where I was like, this isn't going to end anytime soon. Like it was just because they were just going back and forth, man. And it was this one, and the crowd was on fire for this one too. It was hot.
And it's weird because everybody was so excited when Marty came out. But as soon as you hear that coin drop right before Okada's music starts, everybody popped. Yeah, because I mean, and we talked about it. I was like, Okada is literally like the Rock of Japan.
Yeah, seriously, John Cena, Rock, Stone Cold. He's that guy over there.
And everybody in that crowd. You know, you do that to a WWE audience, Okada comes out, probably not going to get the same reaction he got there.
Because he's actually watched and well respected in this audience. That was.
And we got to see Tiger Tori ref a match, which was cool.
Yeah. And then the main event was the Golden Elite. Kota Ibushi, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson defeated Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio. 11 minutes and 48 seconds. Obviously, this was probably supposed to go 20. Yeah. But they were running short on time. They literally said they hit the 3 count like 5 seconds before it went off air. And we were, like we said earlier, this was a great match. I don't remember a lot of it.
I just remember a lot of flipping around.
Of flipping around. And we were standing on the stairs. Like I said earlier, we were standing on the stairs watching. And it went 1, 2, 3. And we went and walked out of the arena and ran out of the arena. Because if nobody's ever been to something like that, me personally, I hate getting stuck in traffic in general. But when you get stuck in 10,000 cars trying to pull out at the same time, that's kind of a fucking mess. So we were like, let's go. And it was already starting to get a lot of movement going on out there in the parking lot when we went out there. So I think we're not the only ones with that idea, but yeah, it was a solid match. You can always watch it and it's on, like you said, the Ring of Honor YouTube channel, but we just had to get out of there and we were ready to go home. Yeah. Once the show ended, I think that's when it really set in, like, okay, we get to go home now.
It was a bummer though. The only thing was that we didn't get to stay for the in-ring stuff at the end after the show went off the air. That was kind of a bummer because I always wanted to see Kenny do the goodbye and goodnight thing.
Yeah.
Live. But we'll still have opportunities eventually once all this shit settles down and they get to travel again.
That's when Cody said, next time we'll have to go double or nothing. Mm-hmm. So it's like they kind of, I don't know if they knew at the time. I feel like if you're creating a company, this has been in the works for a while.
They had been talking, and Tony Khan was there. This was kind of like we called it. We still call it the pilot for AEW.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of like their selling point. See what we can do. So,
we draw a fucking audience for sure.
And we were talking about it back then, though, before it was even brought up.
Yeah.
We were saying on this show, we were like, if they can do this, imagine what they can do. They could have their own fucking company.
It was kind of, I think us and there had to be many, many wrestling fans out there who knew like there was something brewing here. Mm-hmm. Like this is, if they can do this, like these guys, I just feel like you do it once and you do good. Like let's try it again. Why not try it again? If it flops the second time, okay, then don't do it after that. But they went all in and got it going, literally all in, and got a company going. And then of course the now we're next Saturday is All Out, or this coming Saturday is All Out. So we get to witness the show that was born from this.
Yeah.
The second.
And I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, you just like AEW, you don't like WWE anymore. And it's like, I don't see it that way. I see it. I feel like we always felt like we were kind of a part of this because we were there for the beginning.
Yeah.
And we saw it grow and we knew what could come out of it. I mean, I remember on BTE when they did the invasion type of thing where they were outside of the Raw and, they have the whole crowd behind them. And then the, pro wrestling tees. And then they got the Funko Pops. They were the first non-WWE wrestlers to have Funko Pops, and it was a big.
All the moves they were making, Hot Topic shirts, first wrestling stuff in Hot Topic.
It was like
that's not WWE.
You could see it unfolding in front of you, so that I feel like that's why we kind of lean more towards it, and it's just more our style.
As I was gonna say, it's the wrestling. It tickles our fancy a little more than WWE does these days. And I don't hate WWE. I'll watch it if it's going to be good, if I know it's going to be good. NXT's great.
Yeah.
But the writing and the matches and the pro wrestling, the entertainment, it's all just there. It's all just there here for us. But in WWE, yes, it's too predictable. We know Roman's going to win the belt. We know he's going to hold it till Mania. He might drop it at Mania to probably Brock Lesnar again. You know, like we know what's going to happen. So it's like here, it's like, okay, who's going to be – God, I can only imagine what's going to happen next year at All Out.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Double or Nothing is going to be insane. I don't even – it's 9 months away, but it's going to be great. You know,
and like me and you, we'll be predicting WrestleMania, the card, probably November.
The night after WrestleMania. Yeah. Yeah. And in November for sure, because it's obvious. But some people like that more than this. I see a lot of people that just hate AEW.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they're doing it for attention.
I think so.
It's for attention and to get that cheap heat out of people.
Yeah.
Because they want to feel special on Twitter or wherever they're at behind their fucking keyboard. But the fact is, you can't deny that this is a big revolution in wrestling here with AEW, and it started on this show right here. It started with Bullet Club, and then it came to this show here where they were still Bullet Club, and then in January 2 years ago, we get the release of AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and then the show Double or Nothing, of course, in May. And I wish they could not do this on Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, so I could actually go.
Yeah.
But this was on Labor Day weekend 2 years ago, and we went. But I had to pull some strings for it, but couldn't miss it, you know. Kind of had to go to this.
I just remember trying to get us on Podcast Row, and that was like once that was official.
We had to.
I remember when they put our graphic on the website, and I was just like, oh my God, this is special. I texted my work, all my managers. I put them in a group message. And I'm like, I sent them the graphic and I was like, I won't fucking be here that weekend. Figure it out.
Yeah. I remember.
And they're like, wow, that's the way to approach it, Tommy. I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you can can me. I remember I had to have my number 2 at the time do my inventory for me, which of course I'm doing that today because this was 2 years ago. But I had to have him do inventory for me, and I got back, and it was all messed up because I just don't trust anybody counting my goods for me. But anyways, yeah, that was it. All In Revisited. That's the show for the day. Tommy and I both got some things to do today. I've mentioned it about 6 times now because this is what I do when I got to do inventory.
He has to do inventory.
I hate it. I hate doing it. But usually I put on a podcast. I'm going to listen to the SummerSlam 2000 with Grill and JR today. He's got to do the Paul Stanley. How you feeling out there?
How's everybody feeling today?
I like how many
and
videos.
I get to teach.
Oh, yeah. You get to do the virtual learning thing.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Virtually Tommy
How many
teacher.
videos were you talking about?
What did I say?
You said, I think it's funny how many videos. Oh.
Time to go home. I don't remember what I was saying.
Was it about Paul Stanley?
Oh, how, like, he does his little routines so much that there's so many videos of him doing those little routines, dude.
Did you watch it last week?
I did watch that last week.
I try to find a different one every week. Yeah, the intro's fun.
It's SummerSlam. Stamos Slam. We forgot to mention on the show.
I know, I was pissed.
Slam,
That's why I did so many clips.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Amanda got me too earlier.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take her home. I gotta go. We gotta go home. You can go to fullyloadedchew.com. Use coupon code HEALPOD10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. You can join the club there if you do it a lot, and you save more money on that too. You can also go to prowrestlingtees.com/heelsandquads to buy some of our merch. You can go to collarandelbowbrand.com and use coupon code HEELSANDQUADS in all caps at checkout to save 10% on the merch there. And mancanwine.com, coupon code HEELSANDQUADS in all caps at checkout, save 25% on your order. I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you to Slash and Cast Network for presenting us on your platform here. Make sure to check out all of the shows on the Slash and Cast Network. because they are all solid. And if you like horror, you will like the entire network that is Slash and Cast. And if you like wrestling, check us out on here too. Or you're already checking us out. Tell your friends and tell your enemies, all that stuff.
Yeah. They added like 3 or 4 more shows this week. So check them out.
They must
Just
be
go to our
stocking
Twitter.
up.
I'm retweeting out everybody when they join. So
Yeah.
check them out.
All right. Well, we will talk to you guys next week. Be sure to
At some point.
at some point, yes. Tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
And next week is the All Out review whenever we do get that up. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.